How's it going, YouTube? Well, we've got a new king, eh? Just want to talk a little bit about him, about the future. Now, Charles, he could have picked any name he wanted. I mean, the Queen and Philip, they must have named him. So, the Queen and Philip picked Charles. And then Charles, when he comes to the throne, can change his name. He can pick any name he wants. But he stuck with Charles. Charles III. Now, does anybody know what happened to Charles I and Charles II? Like, I know a lot of people do know, but a lot of people don't know. They don't know that Charles I got his head cut off. And then we ended up being a republic for a decade with Oliver Cromwell as our Lord Protector or whatever the fuck he was. And then once he died, Charles II came back onto the throne and basically raised an army, and we had another civil war. And he got deposed. Charles II got deposed. And then the Prince of Orange came over there with Queen Mary, and they sat on the throne. And we signed the English Bill of Rights. The people of England forced a Bill of Rights onto the King and the Queen, and they signed the English Bill of Rights. And Charles II was a Catholic. Right, this is the significant thing. Charles II was a Catholic. And in the English Bill of Rights, 1688, which is still the law of the fucking land in England, no matter what anybody says, right, the Bill of Rights says that no fucking Catholic can hold office in England. But Charles, well, why would you pick the name Charles? The last Charles to sit on the throne was a Catholic. That is a fact. No popish prince should hold office in England. That's what it says in the Bill of Rights, 1688, which is English. 1688, England. Right? Britain, as a union of nations, became a thing in 1707. 30 or 40, however many years after the Bill of Rights. So the Bill of Rights is older than Britain. The Bill of Rights is older than the Acts of Union. The Bill of Rights is still the law of the land in this country. English law is different to Scots law. I'm not going to get into Wales and how it's a principality. It doesn't even have a king, it has a prince. It is a principality. But after 1707, we had the British government. The British government, and they're claiming that Parliament is sovereign. Not the law. The law's not sovereign. Parliament is. And then you've got Charles. Charles is the King of England and the King of Scotland. And he has all his other territories. But he is the King of England, the King of Scotland. He is not the King of Britain. Now, I keep hearing that term on the telly now, the King of Britain. It's like, that's not a thing. There is no throne of Britain. There's a Scottish throne and there's an English throne. The Acts of Union were signed by 2 nations, not 3, not 4. Ireland never signed it. Wales never signed it. Only England and Scotland signed the Acts of Union. That was 2 kingdoms being brought together as one in a union, a political union, right? But in that political union, it states that the law of the land is still the law of the land. There's no change to the law of the land. Scots law is still Scots law, and English law is still English law. Now, English law is made up of what? Magna Carta, the Bill of Rights. What else? The Treason Act. There's a few other things, but in Magna Carta, there's Article 61, which is the security clause, and Charles is bound by that. Charles is bound by Magna Carta and the Bill of Rights. And if you notice, right, there's been calls for a new Bill of Rights. We need a new British Bill of Rights. And that'll legitimise Charles as the King of Britain. And English common law will be struck down. There'll be no English common law left. Lawful rebellion will be a crime. There will be no lawful rebellion. It will be all unlawful. And in Canada, they have a constitution. They got a new constitution, but in the constitution it says that they can just strip you of your rights in an emergency whenever they see fit. If you don't think that's going to be in our new British constitution and our British Bill of Rights, then you're fucking stupid. That's exactly what Charles wants. He wants to get out of Magna Carta and he wants to get out of the English Bill of Rights, 1688. He's a fucking goddamn Catholic. I'd bet me life on it. Why else would you call yourself Charles? And he means to strip us of our liberty. Boris Johnson, what did he do? He banned the right to assembly, which the English have had for 1,000 years. More than that, we've had that since before the fucking Romans came here. Even the concept of telling somebody they could not fucking assemble somewhere was foreign to us. We shall assemble. We shall have our rights. And they're fucking bound in law. And King Charles wants to get rid of that. Mark my fucking words. In the future, you will hear that they want a new Bill of Rights. And Charles will sign it. And he'll be the fucking hero. When in reality, who is he really? Who is he really? What was he doing with Jimmy Savile? What was his brother doing with fucking Epstein? Yeah, we all know.